Hello, coming to you live this afternoon from my car, the only place that I can get a small bit of peace and quiet with some kids running around in the house. I'm not in clinic today, so it's a busy day at home. Suzanne has asked a few questions about the different modalities when it comes to pain and tightness, when it comes to creating change, and I suppose I think what she's looking for is the best approach for her. This is a tricky topic because there's so many ways to affect change in the human nervous system. Some will be more effective than others, and I think that comes down to the person's relationship with the practitioner and the modality, rather than any modality there's one better than the other. So there's many roads to affect the same thing. When you look deeper at it, in order to change pain and symptom, you have to affect some change with the central nervous system. That's my understanding of it. Everything can affect the central nervous system, which makes it tricky, because one person might get an amazing response from acupuncture, another person might get an amazing response from massage, from movement, from strength training, from lymph massage, whatever it is. That's a personalized thing. If social media is screaming at you that this is the thing for pain and that's the thing for pain and this is and this and this and this, it becomes difficult. So the idea there is, if you have tried some treatment modalities and they haven't worked, you obviously want to find something that you feel might have a chance to help you, or that has helped you a little and helps you on maybe a more consistent basis. That's ideal. The piece that often is missed, and I've hopefully tried to bring it through in the online course, is that the perception that your nervous system uses to decide whether it's safe, whether there's a perceived threat, whether it needs to protect you or not, that piece often gets missed. The modality helps you in the short term with something that's going on in your body in a physical way, and the scene, if we don't work on that kind of perception stuff as well, the scene is still set for your central nervous system to produce protective responses on an ongoing basis. What ends up happening there is you have a modality that seems to work for a while. You go and you start going, okay, this is it, this is the time, we're going to get somewhere this time. And if we don't work on the perceptions that sit behind that, and the filtering and the processing of all that information that your brain's taking in, what ends up happening is that stuff still influences your symptoms, and you may get progress for a short period of time, but if those influences are still there, they're still setting it up so that down the line somewhere you're going to end up having some symptoms. If that happens, you then fail that treatment, whereas maybe it's not the treatment that makes the biggest change for you in that scenario. The treatment is a tool. The work, I think, is to help with the perception side of things and to stay the course. If you look at it across the scientific literature, exercise and different modalities of exercise, they shine as treatments for ongoing pain. I know when we have pain, and in the course we talk about pain and damage all the time and stuff like that. If pain means that you're injuring yourself, then it's very difficult to motivate yourself to exercise, because then any exercise could be potentially injuring you. That's not not an ideal scenario. If you can get past that piece, exercise shines as a possible treatment for pain. The issue is if we're still looking at it to fix something quickly, or to if exercise itself is like a treatment modality, it's just a tool, but it's not dealing with the stuff that's sitting there as well in that perception side of things. Or the belief systems and all that, and the labels and diagnosis. If that's not changing, then even the exercise will only help for a short period of time. I think the kind of goal would be, in my opinion, would be to do your best to get as clear as you can on what is actually happening with your nervous system, without diving straight into the minutiae of, is this exercise doing what I want it to do, etc. Exercise in general, it doesn't have to be super specific. If you find a type of exercise, like I think Suzanne mentioned the foundation training, if you find something that you like that seems to help you, the goal would be to be consistent with that for a longer period of time, while working on the other stuff in the background, so that you're shifting your nervous system's perception over time, because it probably takes some reinforcement. It's not just a once-off, watch something or learn something and that's it. It probably takes reinforcement, and it also takes, I call it, building evidence of safety in movement. So if that exercise that you've been doing is something you like, something you enjoy, something that makes you feel good, something that reduces your pain, ideally as well, then if you can continue doing that and you start offering your nervous system more and more opportunities to learn that training, exercise, movement is not unsafe. And that over time, with the perception shift, will often make a massive difference to the symptoms that you're experiencing. I think it's if you look at the social media side of things, the modalities and the treatment techniques, and I have been there myself as a therapist, I have looked, there's another treatment technique that looks amazing, I'm going to go and train in that, and I've done that. I think when I work with people and I see the varied responses, I think the bigger piece behind all of it is not the mechanism that you use. Your therapist, if you're working with someone, has to be confident in what they do. That translates to you in a treatment session. That's important. But the modality isn't important as well. It's not the be all and end all if you try this and it doesn't work. It's not the be all and end all if that person's modality doesn't work for you, because I think the issues with the creation of symptoms lie in the person's nervous system, not the type of treatment that they're receiving. In essence, I suppose what I'm saying is, if you could get a person that you really trusted, that you worked with on a consistent basis, that was able to help you to minimize threat and increase safety, and you could move regularly and condition your tissues and get a bit stronger and start to gain confidence in your body again, that is probably going to make a much, much bigger change than acupuncture or physio or the generic medical model or whichever type of modality you're looking for. I think it has to be sometimes the longer term lens on it, because the shorter term lens will often lead to frustration if a modality doesn't work for you or doesn't help for the longer term. So I hope that starts to answer that. It is a complex topic. People are complex. I put a little social media post out the other day that people are not simple. Pain is not simple. What we want is to find strategy that helps you to move more regularly, ideally, to offer opportunities to learn for the nervous system to learn that movement and bodies are safe. And the more that happens, the more likely you are to be trending towards less pain, less restriction, less tightness, more confidence in your body. The kind of mantra I always talk about in clinic, I think I would have said it at some point during the course, is thoughtless, fearless movement. To be out of your head, to be moving and doing and living in the world without having to worry and be fearful. And that might be quite a gap from where you are now to that, but the only way you're going to get there is to actually plug the gap with little pieces of evidence that it's safe and that you can let go of some of the fear and worry and doubt. I hope that answers that. I hope that's my opinion on it. Anyway, that's after I don't know how many years I'm working at this job now, but that's where I want people to get to, and that's why I've set the course up to give you this educational side, and by the way, I have loads more coming. I'm still building stuff. That's why I give you movement, that's why I give you exercise, and I've got loads of plans for all of that as well. So fingers crossed that answers that, and that helps you to kind of clear some stuff up. Please respond back to me if you found it useful. If you have further questions, I'll happily answer them too. Okay? Have a great day.